Hello, good day. This is another episode of our video tutorial on Python, the part 4 video tutorial on Python. Today, we want to look at control flow, Python control flow, the flow of a program in Python. A program's control flow is the order in which the program's code is executed. The control flow is regulated by conditional statements, loops, and function calls. That is, we observe the flow of Python program in a sequential manner in the use of conditional statements, in the use of loop statements, and at the same time using the call function, the function calls. We want to look at the three types of control structure. The first one is sequential, the second one is selection, and the third one is repetition. So the sequential is just the default mode, where the program is executed line by line. That's the default mode of execution. The second method is the second type is the selection statement that make use of decision and branching means of executing a program. While the third one is the repetition statement, the use of looping statements, or a means of repeating a piece of code multiple times. So we are going to look at this one after the other. So the first one is the sequential statement. A set of statements whose execution process happens in sequence, following the line by line order of the program. So if you take a look at what we have here, this first highlighted statement, you observe that we have a statement like print sequential. So that's going to be the first thing that you see on the screen. A equal to 30, B equal to 40, sum equal to A plus B. So it's going to execute it line by line in that order of placement. Then it will print out the results. So let's run this program, then you see what we have. Yeah. Now, sequential statement. Addition is 70. So let's take a look at it now. A is 30, B is 40, sum equal to A plus B. So by inspection, what is our result? The addition is going to be 40. So that's what we mean by sequential order of execution. So there is no condition that warrants the flow of program to jump a line. Okay, so that's what we mean by sequential order of execution. Okay, now we go to the next one, selection statement. The selection statement has to do with condition. The selection statement has to do with condition. It is also referred to as decision control statement. The selection statement is also known as decision control statement or branching statement. It allows a program to test several conditions and execute instructions based on which condition is true. So we are going to look at some of the examples. We have some decision control statement that we are going to look at. Simple if else. So we have our simple if, number one, hash 1. We have our if else, hash 2. We have our nested if, and we also have the if elif else. So we want to look at each of these one after the other. Okay, now the first one we're going to look at is a simple if. Let's take a look at this information that we have here. N equal to 10. If n modulo 2 equal to 0, print n is an even number. Okay, so that is just a single condition, and if that condition is true, this statement will be printed, and if the condition is not true, then nothing will happen. Okay, so let's see what is going to be the result. N is an even number, so telling us that that number, which is equal to 10, is seen to be an even number. So if we change that value to another number that is not even, so we all know that 7 is not even, so it's not going to print any statement, so it's just going to be like that. So for the purpose of clarity, I'm going to put this here so that we can understand better. So let's run the program again. Okay, n is so it's not even printed. So I'm going to repeat that so that we can get it clear better. Okay, so if you observe it very well, you observe that that statement is not printed. So what we have as output is the next program that we're going to explain. So that's how a simple if statement works, because we're only looking at a condition in one direction, and there is no optional output statement to print. Okay, so if I return it back to even number like 8 and we run the program again, then we are going to see the value printed. N is an even number, so that we have it here. Now the next one we want to look at is if else statement. N equal to 5. If n modulo 2 equal to 0, print n is an even number, else print n is an odd number. So we are given to we are testing a condition, and we are using else to give it an alternative result. That if n is not even number, then you should print n is an odd number. So if the n modulo 2 is equal to 0, that is when you print this. But if n modulo 2 is not equal to 0, if the remainder is not equal to 0, then it's going to print it as odd number. So these are the use of conditional statements in most high-level programming language. N is an odd number because 5 is an odd number. If you divide it by 2, it's going to give you a remainder of 1. So that is it. So the next one we want to look at is a nested if. We are going to use this to test for highest value in a given the set of numbers. So we have a, b, c, a equal to 5, b equal to 10, c equal to 15. So in our next video, then we continue from here. Thank you.